Hi yogis, how's everybody feeling? Good to be with you today. Enjoy your practice. Staying at home, you can still cultivate a wonderful practice and you can still enjoy all the beauties of the J as you see behind me here. So we have each other's energy together as we watch this. You can choose to add music to it. I will not be adding music to the practice so that you can hear my verbal cues better. So my name is Therese. If you don't know me, I welcome you and I'd like you to join, always knowing that whatever is going on inside your body, you take care of that and be very honest and be very mindful of taking care of yourself. With that, we will start on our backs. Laying down on your back. If you have blocks or if you have any type of towels, you can put them underneath you. Rest your body down flat on your back. Draw the soles of your feet together and take your knees out wide. I hope you can see me on this. I feel like the camera should be down a little more. I'm not really sure. So try it again, rolling down here. So this is called Supta Baddha Konasana. You've got those soles of the feet together, knees wide, shoulder blades down your back, and palms turned up either by your sides. You can do a 90-degree arm with them. If your lower arm touches the mat, you can do fingers interlaced over your head, make a little halo over. If your arms fully make contact with the earth. Another nice one is to make contact with your own body. Place one hand on the belly, one hand on your heart space. Let your elbows rest on the ground and just follow the breath. Feel that belly rise on the in-breath. Feel the belly fall on the out-breath. Nothing to do here but watch your breath, soften into your practice, and take a moment here to gather energy inside of you. Remember, this practice is for you so that you can bring light to the world and light up everybody else around you. Cultivate a mantra for your work. That's a mind tool, something positive that makes you feel good inside. Everyone will take their arms down by their sides. Keep your eyes closed if that feels comfortable for you. Palms are turned up, and two arms reach all the way back as you stretch back with those knuckles touching the earth or as close to the earth as they'll come. And then exhale, take the arms back down by your sides. As we cultivate the breath and the movement, we move slowly because we're inhaling and exhaling very slowly. You're marrying that breath with movement. You're pulling your mind, body, and spirit together as one. It's your breath. You don't have to be doing my pace. Do your pace. Last one with two arms back. Feel that wonderful stretch in your side bodies. Feel that navel draw in the spine. Feel the stretch between the ribs in that soft tissue area. And then take one arm down and consciously choose which arm it is for you. And we'll begin to alternate the arm movement. So now one in-breath will take one movement with the arms. The out-breath moves the other arm into that position behind you and the other arm down to your side. So alternating arms with inhales and exhales. Breathe in, breathe out. Next time one arm is back, just leave it back there. Add the second arm to join it back there. Interlace the fingers and press the palms away. Really get some length through the side body. Don't pull the shoulders up towards the ears. You want to keep them relaxed down your back. And then turn the palms the other way so that the knuckles are facing away and the palms are facing your head. Draw those two soles up towards your groin. They're still connected. Wrap your interlaced fingers in this breadbasket around the outer blades of the feet. You can always use a towel to wrap the towel around the feet and hold on to the ends of it. Scoop those shoulders back, push those knees forward. Get a nice stretch as you pull the heels toward the groin, soften and breathe. If you're comfortable dropping chin to chest and bringing nose up to toes, take it there. Maybe your other end of the spine by your tail can also lift off the ground. The toes will come closer to the nose. The elbows are softly out to the sides and your breath is flowing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. As you melt your spine back down at both ends, we'll open this up to a happy baby shape. Happy baby will grasp either the great toes. You put two peace fingers and a thumb around that great toe. You can go to the outer blades of the feet. You can hold on to the ankles or the calf muscles. Choose which is best reach for you and let the shoulder blades come down back and together. Press with good strength through those legs. Those feet are going to push the ceiling off this building, pushing so strongly up. Relax the shoulders while the arms are pulling strongly down. Notice my thigh is working to be parallel and my shin is working to be perpendicular. My legs are very wide out to the sides and navel is engaged to the backbone as I take a rock in my baby from side to side. Once you engage the core into the backbone, you're creating a nice safe haven for movement. So take that with every single shape we do. When you come back to center, soften the shoulders down again. Maybe go wide V. You've got the toes, the ankles, the inner calf muscles, the thighs. You're kicking the heels up. You're drawing the toes down. You're feeling a beautiful stretch through the insides of the thigh muscles. Navel again is into spine. Low back is on the earth, and we can go from side to side. Breathe in, breathe out. And as you come back to center, lengthen it out, kick again through the heels, and draw two legs up to the sky. Draw two hands behind the hamstrings, pulling the toes towards the shins. Softly release your hands, bend into two knees. Take your feet to the floor, knees to the sky, and your shoulders scoop under so that you can find your heels with your long finger. If they don't touch, that's okay. That just gives you the ability to get a little bit more in line with your heels being about hip width apart and your heels close enough to your glutes. Scoop that navel in and take your right leg, cross that ankle over that left thigh. Flex those right toes towards your shin and bring that left knee towards your body. Drive your right hand through your legs, right through that keyhole. You find it out here. And it grabs onto that left hand that's outside the thigh muscle. And you've created what we call a figure four shape. Notice that my toes on both of my feet are flexed towards the shin. I'm energetically pushing my right thigh away from me as I pull my left thigh towards my body. I will feel a nice stretch in my right hip, a nice release of tension and tightness, and we hold a lot of emotional stress in our hips, so let that go as well. Take a few more breaths. Are your shoulders relaxed and are you following your breath in through the nostrils? Sigh out. Ah, let it go. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale. Ah, let it go. No one can hear you but me, so let's take an inhale. Ah, we can all feel your energy though. Let's extend that left leg to the sky. Fingers are now interlaced around the hamstring area as you flex the foot of the left and flex the foot on the right. Point and flex just your left foot so that you get some movement that'll go all the way up the back of your leg. Notice that my ankle and my foot are moving, though my leg is staying very still and steady. If this is too much with the leg elevated, you can have a bent knee and you can be pointing and flexing down here. Couple more times. And if it ever gets to be too much, because we're going to roll out the ankle now, always know you can go back to that bent knee to roll out the ankle as well. So we bring that ankle into a circle, making as big a range of motion with that ankle as possible, and going slow enough that we can make a full, conscious movement. Reverse the circle of the ankle. Keep flexing through the toes on that right foot. And then slowly bringing it back into a flexed foot. Rebend into that left leg. Cross your legs thigh over thigh and squeeze those inner thighs. Squeeze them. Just leave your left foot on the ground. Your right leg is draped over the top of that left thigh and squeeze into the lymph glands here. Some of you may want to grab a hold underneath your feet, and if you have a towel, the towel would be needed on the left foot that the right hand will grab. Notice the grip I have on my foot with the palm into the sole of the foot, the fingers wrapped around the outer edge of the foot. Take 2 legs out wide to the sides, keep squeezing into the inner thighs, and breathe here. Otherwise, you just have your left foot on the floor and you're squeezing that right leg into the left leg. 2 choices, 2 different intensities. 1 more breath here. And let's release those 2 legs up to the sky, all the way up. Take your hands to the hamstrings again, flex the feet. And then start to bend 2 knees, drop those feet to the mat. Soften the low back into the mat. Take that 2 fists between those feet. Scoop the shoulders under. Prepare for side 2. It will be the left ankle crossing over the right thigh. Dropping that left knee toward the ground. And you can feel free to stay here as well. You are getting a hip stretch, but pulling that right leg towards you more will give you more. Wrapping left hand inside between the keyhole. You can wrap around the hamstring and interlace the fingers, or if you've got the space, you wrap around the shin. Notice that I have both feet flexed, toes to shins, softness through the shoulders, belly into backbone. Breathe in, breathe out here. Follow your breath, follow your energy. Remember, where your attention goes is where energy flows. We'll take 3 collective sighs in our exhale, so everybody deep in breath. Again, deep in breath. Let it go. Last one. We've got a lot of tension to release. Deep in breath. Let it go. Keep the cross of the ankle. Just elevate the right leg to the sky. Hands are wrapped around the hamstring area. Both feet are flexed. And then begin to move the right foot into a point and a flex. A point and a flex. And again, notice that the right leg stays still and steady. Always remembering you can bend into the knee and do your point and flexes with a bent knee as well. And anytime during the work, you can always bend into the knee. Rotate in a circle. You can hear all the pops and creaks come out. You may want to continue it until they disappear. Reverse the circle. Keep flexing that left foot. Keep pushing that left knee away. And then rebend into that into that right leg. Let the sole of the foot find the floor. Let that left leg drape over the thigh of the right and settle in here and squeeze those inner thighs together. You'll feel that zipping up through the pelvic bowl that lifts all the way into the abdominals. Maybe taking two legs up towards your chest for a little bit deeper. Maybe wrapping your hands underneath the feet and notice that my sole is connected to my palm. I'm not coming over the tops of the feet. I'm coming under the feet. Separate the feet as wide as you can. Pull the knees towards your chest. Soft shoulders, deep breath, and that left hip might be talking to you right now, telling you, wow, I feel good that you're giving me this sensory-rich sensation as you stretch it out. And then we'll release the legs back up to the sky. Take a flexed foot. Just let your legs elongate. And then bring the soles of the feet back to the ground. Two palms will turn up. Two long fingers will touch toward the heels, your hip width apart. If you can actually find the heels, you'll know your hip width apart. If you can't find the heels, just kind of imagine that you want two fists between those feet. And then draw that navel into spine, push your tail forward, push that tail down and let your low back arch. Pull the tail forward, the belly into backbone, push the tail down and make a little rounding in your low back. One more time, pull it up and in, tail forward, work sacroiliac joints, push the tail down and get that little arch to happen. All right, next time you pull the navel in and tail forward, you've got some work to do, so press into the feet. Your shoulders and your head will also support you as you lift your hips off the ground. Scoop your shoulders under by having palms turned up, shoulders scoop under, tail keeps pushing between your legs. Feel your glutes engage, feel your inner thighs pulling towards each other, and your head looks up to the sky. Please try not to turn your head in this pose. When your hips are off the ground, it's not a good movement for your neck to be turning. Breathe in, breathe out. And then softly melt your hips back down by one vertebrae at a time, moving to the earth. Stay in your constructive rest pose. You can turn your head and look at me while your body has your hips on the ground. And note what I'm going to cultivate next is a bridge pose with your hips lifting, your arms lifting all the way up and back, stretch and reach. And exhale the arms down as the body moves back to the earth. Inhale, lift up. We've got 2 more of these all the way up. Press through the feet, fire up the thighs, fire up the glutes. Exhale to lower. And our final one is draw navel in, push it forward, engage the core to lift up, reach up and back. Good. And then take 2 arms to the sky, palms face each other, reach those fingers high and drive your elbow tips right straight down to the ground. Your arms are close, 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 hugging into your ribs. Push those fingers up to the sky, push those triceps into the ground, lift those hips higher. For 3, you've got a robot arm, a 90-degree line here. For 2, and 1, melt everything back down. Take your arms out wide, keep your knees bent, take your feet out wide to the sides of your mat. And windshield wiper the knees to the right, take a look to the left. Inhaling back center, drop knees left, head looks right. Always knowing that if your neck doesn't like the turn away from the knees, then keep your face looking towards the sky. Back and forth a few more times. Keep those feet as wide as the mat to get a really nice deep stretch through your low back area on the lateral side here. That's a nice QL stretch going on. One more time to the left, look to the right. And then come back to center. Pull those 2 knees in towards your chest and place your hands on your knees. Press the knees away, lengthen the spine out. Pull the knees in. That's your exhale. Inhale, push the knees away. Exhale, pull the knees in. Press away on the in-breath. Now maybe you want to add on to it with your out-breath. Draw chin to chest. Bring nose up towards the knees. Pull your chest, neck, and head off the mat. Press away. Lengthen back down onto the mat. And pull it in. Elbows bend, nose and knees come together, or you can stay lying on the mat and press away. And let's take one more of whichever variation you're doing. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and press it away. Take a hold of those knees, or you can rest your hands on the mat. And the knees are coming wide to the sides. Push them away from you. Pull them together. Draw them back into chest. So you've got wide legs. Moving out to the sides. When you get back in through center and the knees have come together and they draw to the chest, then push them both away. You can have your hands on them or not. They can be guided with the hands all the way around in the opposite direction. And when you're ready, 2 knees get back together. Soles of the feet come to the floor. Move your body to the left side of your mat. Roll to the right side with your arm extended, using it as a pillow, and your knees are stacked. They're bent and they're stacked. Keep the inner blade of the foot together as you lift and lower that top left leg. It's clamshelling up and down. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. 2 knees come together and we lift and lower the lower half of that top left leg. So now the knees do not separate. You're just lifting the lower half of that top left leg. Good. And then come back to stacked legs. And we lift both knees off the mat. Use your hand to push down. Left hand will push into the earth to support you. Leave your left knee up in the air and clamshell your right leg to come up and down to meet the left. So just the right leg is moving up and down. That left leg stays elevated. Keep following your breath. Then two knees come back to the earth and they stack. The top left leg lifts off of the bottom right leg and it's hovering. Turn the knee to the sky on that left leg. Turn it back to the hover. Turn the knee to the sky. Turn it to hover. 2 more times. Knee to sky and hover. Last time, knee to sky and hover. Let that knee slowly move back onto the right leg. Take your right arm out like a wing off of your chest with palm up and bring it towards me, towards your knees. Sweep your left arm open out to the other side. Look to the left, then follow your arm all the way over to the right. Open it back, windmill it open, look to the left, follow it with your gaze, and over to the right. Couple more times, opening and closing. And the next time you open it up, let's leave it open. Let's find this wonderful twist. Settle in, scoop that left shoulder underneath you, and look to the left side. If you'd like to take your bottom right ankle bone and put it outside on that left thigh muscle, we can do that. Breathe in, breathe out. Otherwise, you have stacked knees. And then slowly bring your body back into neutral here, all the way to your back. And you're going to flip sides now. So you're laying on your back with your knees bent, and 2 knees are going to drop to the left side. So instead of my back side facing you, I'm going to turn my body so that I am on my left side with my left arm extended, with my head resting on the arm. Inner blades are going to stay together, and I just begin to clamshell up and down with the right leg. Notice maybe there's a difference in how each hip feels. That's okay. Just be an observer, not a judger. And next time you can close that clamshell, grab 2 knees together, lift and lower the lower half of your right leg up and down. If your hips are arthritic, this may feel a little bit tougher for you to do, but it's a very important movement. You want to maintain as much movement in the joint as you can. Then we let that leg stack again. We bring 2 knees off the ground. Use your right hand to push into the earth. Leave your right leg in the air, and the left leg will drop and lift, drop and lift. Comes down to the floor, it lifts to tap that right knee. Hopefully you're feeling good inside with this. Breathe in, breathe out with it. And then bring 2 knees to stack again. Elevate the right leg off so it hovers. Take a moment here, turn the knee up to the sky, bring it back to that hover position, stacking 2 knees. Bring it to the sky, open that hip up, and roll it back down. So feel that ball and socket joint moving around here. Hovering and lifting, hovering and lifting. Next time the knee comes to the hover, stack them again. Take that left arm and bring it out all the way off your heart with the palm up. Take that right arm and reach it all the way open to the other side. And we're moving our right arm to come across to tap the fingers of the left to open back up. Tap and cross over. And then lengthen out of those fingertips from each side as they stretch to the right and to the left. Follow your breath, just slow, easy movement. Next time your right arm is open to the side, leave it there. You're in a twist. Get the right shoulder to scoop underneath you. Get your breastbone to lift more up towards the sky as you look over the right arm. If you want to take it into a little deeper stretch, you take that outer left ankle bone, put it on top of the right thigh. It'll give a little bit of a tug through that hip, but don't overdo. Look over the right shoulder if possible, up to the sky if you need to. Follow your breath, close your eyes, and know that your body is working a twist so that you can bring into the organs and squeeze into getting nice blood supply and nutrients to those organs. You squeeze into it, you release. It's a soak and a release. And let's bring our body back to neutral. Take the legs down and stacked. Bring the knees back up to the sky. Use those two arms that are out wide to wrap around your legs and rock a little side to side. So I'm going to turn around again to the front of my mat. You stay where you're at because you probably didn't have to turn like I did. Rock side to side. And then bring hands to hamstrings and we'll float it up so you bring your nose up towards your knees. You soften your shoulders. Use your core to transfer your weight forward, and once you're up, you can hold your baby boat pose or you can put your forearms down on the ground. Breathe here, lift up the breastbone, whether you're in this shape or you're in this shape. Both of them require that you ground down to lift up and out. 3, 2, and 1. Let the soles of the feet come together. Let the knees drop wide and get super tall in your spine and turn your head to the right side. You can grab your ankles. You can open the feet a little wider, get the knees to drop. It's up to how you feel. So we're going to take it long and look over the right shoulder. You bring it back through center, take it to the left. Bring it back to center, chin drops to chest, shake up your head. And bring it back through center. 2 knees will come up to the sky. We'll draw the heels in. We'll wrap our arms around our legs and get tall. Lengthen out of the waist, feel the pelvic bowl lifting up, engaging those pelvic muscles to support the organs that are all above the pelvic muscles. Sweep those legs around. Might be a good time to use your towel under your knees. We're going to take table position, hands and knees. So with table position, you want to feel that you've got palm flat, fingers wide, shoulder, elbow, wrist in alignment. Knee and hip in the other alignment, so you've got a beautiful, nice stacking of bones and muscles. And let's turn that index finger forward. Let the tail rise as we lift up. And let the tail curl under as we round out. Tail rising to lift. Tail curling under to round. Last one, tail rising to lift, curling under to round. Come back into neutral with your spine. We're moving forward into a forward fold. So If you want to step your feet forward and come into the front of the mat, or you can find your hands moving back to your feet, but then walking to the front of your mat. You'll be in a forward fold. Take your feet as wide as you like. It might be a little better base to have them a little wider. Let your head hang down. Let your knees bend generously to the right, to the left. Fingers are either touching the floor as your knees bend, or touching blocks. You're shaking out your head. You're letting your body release and let go. Maybe bringing your feet a little bit closer together here. I prefer to do my chair pose with my great toes touching, so maybe you do too. As you bend the knees, you sweep 2 arms up, keep your chin into your chest until your arms have found the sky, and then you bring your gaze forward. Draw those pinkies in, thumbs back, and as you keep your body here, let's lengthen tall, rebend the knees, sweep arms back, and let them come all the way back behind you, looking to the floor, and then sweeping up to chair again. Stay looking down, arms lift, body lengthens up, then back into the knees, sweep arms back, palms can be flat behind you, and then sweep back up to chair. Lift up, look up, stand tall, sweep arms back as you start to bend the knees, look down towards the mat. Keep your gaze down as the arms sweep back up. Then the gaze lifts, and then the body lifts. Hold here. Bring your hands together. I'm going to face you, but you stay facing the front of the mat. Hands together, fingers will interlace, and pointer releases. We just move our bodies from side to side. And when you lean to one side, your hips move the opposite way. So as I lean to this left side, my right side pushes the hips outward. As I come center, I lengthen. As I move to the right side, my left hips push outward. A couple more times. Just be very mindful that the weight is equal in the feet. A little heavier in the heels. Tail is moving down through those feet. Come back through center. Get nice and tall, and we'll torso twist our body. So there's not as much movement with the lower body as the upper body. You're kind of using the lower body as a stabilizer as you come around. And then come back center, lengthen, and reverse your twist. Breathing nice and deep. And then come back to center. You drop your palms into your heart. I'm going to move back to the front now. You can see that I'm putting my hands on my low back. The heels of my hands are pushing into my hips. My elbows are pulling back. The crown of the head is lifting towards the sky, as is the breastbone. Push the hips down to push the hips forward, to lift the breastbone high, not bending the neck back. Just a gentle look up, a little bit in front of you at the sky above you. Come back up to vertical, arms go wide, a nice generous bend in the knees. As you begin your forward fold, navel engaged, chin into chest, we lower it down. We straighten out the legs, our fingers are on the floor, the blocks, the shins or the thighs as we lengthen long, navel into spine. Exhale to fold back down. Sweep it up to chair pose again, lift it up high, breathe in, breathe out. I'm going to turn towards you again so you can see me. My arms are going to go wide. We pull it in, We open it up. If you'd rather just stay in chair, you stay in chair. We have one more drawing in, one more opening up. We lift up high. We breathe in and out. We take a 90-degree arm this time if you're ready for it. And we open up to a back bend. Lengthen it out. Lift up out of the waist, not crunching the spine. Take it vertical. Arms go wide. Bend the knees. Push the tail behind you and dive it down. Take your half lift, stretch it out. Exhale to take your forward. Moving your right foot, let's do this instead. Let's go ahead and use a block or something under your right hand and bend your right knee. Leaving your right hand down, your left arm's going to come out like a wing. The crown of your head's coming forward. Your body is nice and in line. As we twist the spine, stay looking down as that left arm lifts up to the sky. Breathe. Gaze returns to the mat. Hand on the left comes to the hip. Step your right foot back just about a foot and a half to 2 feet. Angle the heel in and the toes out. So you've got a pyramid shape with the feet. Hips are square and level. Let's take 2 hands to the hips, square them up, stretch arms wide, and then lower that right hand inside that left foot to bring the left arm to the sky and find that revolved triangle. Pressing through those feet, keeping those hips square. Exhale, take the arm on the left down. Find your pyramid shape. You can bend your knee to get your knee towards your nose. Bend that front left knee. If your chest, lower abdominal area doesn't touch your thighs, generously bend the knee. Keep your hips behind you. And then slowly begin to roll this all the way up. 2 arms come high to the sky, the palms will touch, the hands come to the heart. You step that right foot back to meet the left foot. 2 arms lift up to the sky. Maybe you're ready for a vertical back bend. Maybe you want to go back to Saguaro, or you hold your low back. We're going to open up that chest again. Find that back bend. Open up. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to dive it low. Bend the knees to get down there. Take a half lift. Stretch it long. Exhale and fold it down. Use a bent left knee. Left fingertips stay on the ground at a block. On a block, right arm comes out like a wing. Keep the crown of the head moving forward as we twist the spine to lift the right arm up, and then our gaze follows, and we're reaching from fingertip to fingertip, looking up at the fingers on the right hand. Turning our gaze back to the mat, we bring our right hand to our hip. We step our left foot to the left edge of the mat. We angle the heel in and the toes outward. I'm going to step back just a little further for me. My hand is on my hip. I want to bring my other hand up to my hip and kind of square them up. Take arms out wide. Bring yourself all the way up for a minute here just to gather, see how you're doing with those hips, and take it halfway down. We'll take that left hand inside, the right hand up to the sky. If you want to stay looking at the mat, that's a little easier. If you turn your head to gaze up at those fingers, that is a little bit tougher. So stay square as you lengthen and lift. Exhale, take your pyramid shape. Bend into the knee generously in that right leg so that you can find nose and knee coming closer, hips squared up. Breathe in, breathe out. Now bend the knees as you softly roll all the way up. Bring two arms up to the sky, two hands down into heart, and step your back foot up to meet your front foot. Step all the way to the front of your mat, arms will come out like wings. We're moving our toe to be touching the heel, and as you move that right foot back, your left fingertip will touch your nose. Take it your pace. Opposite fingertip to the nose, but that toe needs to touch the heel behind you. Keep your eyes focused out in front of you. It's something not moving as you move backwards till you get to the end of your mat, and then you move forward and you touch the heel to the toe. And you can take whatever hand you want touching the nose, just so your heel touches your toe. Good, come back center, two arms come high. Bring two hands together down into heart. A little bit more balance work here. We'll take ourselves into Tadasana with equal grounding through the legs, zipping up through the thighs and pelvic bowl, shoulders back, breastbone lifting, crown of the head to the sky. Come up onto the right toe tips and gently lift maybe to the tippy toe, and then all the way up. As high as your knee will go, no higher than the hip. Hold here for 3. Gaze is focused for 2. Breathe in, breathe out, and bring that foot back down. Nice. Let's take that right foot behind us and tap the toe down. And from there, lift that heel to the sky and pulse that right foot up. Maybe not touching that toe back down, but squeeze so hard into your glute on the right, and the leg on the left has to stabilize you. For 3, for 2, no back bending in it, just a nice long reach. And last one, bring your foot back. Good, bend and straighten your knees, shake it out a little. And we come back into hands and hips. Come back onto left toes, scoop the shoulders back, crown of the head to the sky, zip up through the navel so that we can focus and hold a nice bent 90-degree leg in front of us with our heel pushing down and our toes pulling to the shin. Your eyes are key, your breath is key, you're playing with imbalance. So remember that teetering around is okay, the swaying of the body is fine. And just know, figure out that you have to let the ego go and let the breath take over. Good. And then slowly lower that foot down. We're going to bring the toe tips of the left foot behind us and squeeze tightly into this whole powerhouse called your pelvic bowl. And we lift with the heel. Heel, 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 heel. Lift, lift, lift it to the sky. Stay straight in the spine. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all back. Hands come up to the sky. Take the right hand down, left hand over, stretch it out. Come back up vertical, right hand up, pushing that ceiling off of the building. Push down to the floor and lean over to the other side. And back up to the sky with 2 arms, reach them up. Your back bend of choice. Open it up. Inhale, vertical. Exhale, dive. And take a seat on your mat. Take your legs long in front of you. Bring your hands to your heart. Find that Tadasana, that L-shaped pose. Draw your belly into a hollowed out circle, round the shoulders, tuck the chin, and roll back. Pulling your right knee in towards your chest, you give it a hug, you give it a squeeze. And as you move the right knee to the left side, move your hips to the right side of your mat to really work your way over, taking the left arm out to the side. Use your, right arm out to the side. Use your left arm to rest comfortably draped over the outside of the right leg. Find your slow, easy breath. Soften your eyes, close behind your lids. And look from the inside out. We draw energy in our bodies from yoga, and that's the beauty of the practice. Fill yourself up with wonderful goodness so that you can share it with the world. And as you draw right knee back in the chest, it gets a hug, it gets a squeeze. It lengthens out to the mat, and left leg comes in. Fingers will pull that leg in towards your armpit. Your right hand will go outside that left leg. Your left hand goes out like a wing. You push your hips all the way to the left side as you roll over right. Dropping that left shoulder underneath you. And if you don't like to be this far over with your knee, just take it as far as you want and prop your elbow underneath to hold your leg up. That's okay too. Remember, where you're at is absolutely perfect. Accept every part of your being. And then you can work with this practice to help you to find some changes that may be beneficial to your health and wellness. One more breath here. Draw yourself back to center. Left knee comes into chest. It gets a hug, a squeeze. Right leg comes up to join the left leg. Wrap your arms around your beautiful being and just be so thankful that you can be in charge of your own attitude. Navel to spine, give a side-to-side rock. Keep your eyes closed and consciously move your limbs into Shavasana. One limb moving down at a time. Legs are wider than hip width, maybe one to each side of the mat. Turn each palm up. And then consciously scoop each shoulder under you and lay your body soft and free on the mat. The Shavasana piece is the final piece of the puzzle. Do not skip Shavasana. You will be able to integrate all of the work you just did from this practice into your being by letting your body release the grip of the bones and the muscles, just letting everything rest heavy. Releasing any unconscious tension you may be holding on to. Releasing any thoughts that keep moving through your mind, just let them float away. And follow your breath. Remember, this will be a taped video, so you can lay here as long as you like and pause your button on the device so that you can lay in Shavasana as long as you like. As you wake yourself up, you breathe a little deeper in through the nostrils. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Know that you've cleared out your energy channels, so move those fingers and toes. Ankles and wrists can move. And you can feel that mantra moving into all the open spaces you've created. Let your jaw wriggle out and your head move side to side. When you come back through center, 2 arms will lengthen all the way up and back. Either kick through your heels forward or push through your toes forward as you stretch out. Take a deep breath in and let's hear a ah. 2 knees come into chest. We are releasing what we don't need. Draw 2 knees in. You get a loving hug and squeeze. Choose which arm you roll your body over towards and rest your head on that arm as a pillow. And then gently, if you can, do this with your eyes closed. Push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Seated any way you want, standing if you'd rather, whatever's good for you. Set yourself up for success by stacking your bones, using the strength of your core to hold you vertical, and drop your shoulders down your back. As 2 palms come together in heart, your thumbs are grazing your heart space. The light in me salutes the light in you. We'll have a beautiful day, ending our practice with the sound of Om, the unstruck sound that has no beginning and no end. In breath. Thank you for joining me here today. May you stay home and be safe. Namaste, as we say, and stay home. It was my pleasure to be with you.